Welcome to the After the Show, folks. We had a busy one today. Of course, I started by saying, let me say something good about television because I thought the 9/11 commemoration coverage was really good. Spent a good chunk of yesterday soaking it all in, and we had a little chance to preview some of it on Friday's program with General Michael Hayden and David Beamer, Father of Todd, but we did some more today as well, and it was very interesting, without question, including Fran Townsend, Homeland Security Advisor to President Bush. He joined us. Bob Kerrey, the former senator from Nebraska, part of the 9/11 Commission, who said there's still stuff to be done from the 9/11 Commission report, and most especially Congress reforming itself. And Deb Burlingame, co-founder of Keep America Safe, 9/11 Families for a Safe and Strong America, just on the emotions of yesterday. I mean, she lost her brother, pilot of Flight 77, and that was the flight that was hijacked into the Pentagon, talking about that day, and also has been very instrumental in getting a memorial built at 9/11, so said it was absolutely fantastic. We also talked to Brian Montgomery. He was the director of presidential advance with President Bush in Florida on Air Force One on the day of 9/11, went through all of that with us. So Ellen Ratner was also at the Flight 93 Memorial, so Ellen checked in, which was great fun, and told us also about her birthday celebration, Goats for the Old Goat. That's the website, goatsfortheoldgoat.com. In honor of Ellen's 60th birthday, she's asking you to buy a goat and to help fight hunger in the Sudan, the southern Sudan especially. If you go to goatsfortheoldgoat.com, you'll find out all the details about that. Okay, so we also talked a little bit about tonight's GOP presidential debate. Rick Perry is the target du jour tonight on Social Security. Reports that Michelle Bachmann's going to go after him, that Mitt Romney's going to go after him. Tim Pawlenty came out, endorsed Mitt Romney in that race, so some news there that we covered. We talked to Mike Tanner of the Cato Institute a little bit about whether, the comments in Rick Perry's book that are causing the stir, plus what he said at the debate last week about Social Security being a Ponzi scheme, was in fact, right or wrong. And he sees more right than wrong on Social Security being a Ponzi scheme, and this guy has studied it for decades, wants to reform it. So that was interesting as well. Preview of tomorrow's show, former Secretary of Defense Don Rumsfeld, author of Known and Unknown, will join us for his post-9/11 thoughts and also expand on his warning that, hey, we better be careful with the cuts they're talking about targeting defense because we'll get another 9/11. We'll get more attacks. We're going to talk to our friend Don Rumsfeld about that. Our buddy Juan Williams checks in, written the book Muzzled, the Assault on Honest Debate. So we'll chat with Juan tomorrow. We're going to talk with a guy who had his business raided by the government, the CEO of Gibson Guitars. He was recently with John Boehner at an event. He'll be on the program. Mike Cantrell, an oil man from Oklahoma, who's on Harold Ham's team, has an op-ed that's making its way around some papers in North Dakota, appropriately raising concerns about the Justice Department through its U.S. Attorney in North Dakota, Tim Purdon, expanding the war on oil to dead birds. I'm calling this Birdgate because it is so outrageous, it's unbelievable. In fact, I have a Facebook page about this up. And here's another little twist to this story, as if we needed any more twists. September 22nd is the day that the oil companies are scheduled to make their first appearance in court, right, on these bogus charges. 7 sites, 28 dead birds over 45 days, criminal charges. Criminal, unheard of, over the top, ridiculous. Well, coincidentally, Tim Purdon, the U.S. Attorney in North Dakota, the very same day, September 22nd, is sponsoring an event in Bismarck, at Bismarck State College, entitled the 2011 Environmental Enforcement Training Conference. The purpose of the event, in case you're wondering, is to provide training to law enforcement officers and state and local and tribal officials from across western North Dakota on the various environmental enforcement laws applicable to the increased oil production activities occurring in western North Dakota. I'm sure it's a coincidence. I'm sure that the calendar just happened to align. September 22nd, big conference. Let's target big oil. Let's slow down this economic boom. Let's criminally charge these guys. Look, to the extent the laws have been broken, and this has happened in the past, maybe after some warnings, civil enforcement, criminal, folks, this is absolutely over-the-top ridiculous, and the rest of the mainstream media is asleep at the switch. Not here on the Common Sense Club or the Say Anything blog, where Rob Port also had some interesting things up this weekend about the wife of Tim Purdon being a environmental defense lobbyist. Just the pieces of this, you just keep pulling and finding more and more pieces. It's unbelievable. So that and more on tomorrow's Common Sense Club and the Scott Hannon Show, live 8 to 11 at scotthannon.com and across the GCN radio network. as well as in the Valley, 1310 a.m., 2 to 5 on KNOX. Watch ScottHannon.com to weigh in on these and other issues, our Facebook page too, and God bless you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to The Scott Hannon Show.